spoken with a stress on every second syllable. That's an iamb, okay? All right, class, your research projects are due next week, so pick a topic that actually excites you. Trust me, it'll make writing a lot easier.
Okay, think, Emma. I need something unique. Not dinosaurs, not space, and definitely not another boring what I did over winter break essay. Wait, what if I did skiing? Skiing in Michigan. Wait, what's this? Grandpa, I think I just found the perfect topic for my research project.
Well, you called the right person. I think I do know a little bit about skiing in Michigan.
Grandpa, what was skiing like back when you were little? Well, other than the old wooden skis and leather boots.
Hey, now, you know skis are still made out of wood. Well, less and less. But skiing goes way back, even before me. You see, our ancestors were the ones who brought skiing to America. But before downhill skiing, there was ski jumping. And before that, skiing was utilitarian, for useful or practical purposes. Way back in the 1800s, Scandinavian immigrants came to Michigan's Upper Peninsula to work in the copper mines. And guess what they brought with them? Skiing. But back then, it wasn't for fun. It was how they got around in all that deep snow. As you know, that area of Michigan gets tons of lake effect snow and can see over 20 feet each winter. At first, skiing was practical. It helped them check trap lines, travel between mining towns, and even deliver mail. But before long, they realized that skiing wasn't just useful, it was thrilling. They started holding races, testing who could ski the fastest down the hills. And then, well, some of them got the idea, why not try flying?
Wait, hold up. You're telling me people climbed up giant wooden towers just to launch themselves into the sky? Were they part bird or just part crazy?
Ah, that's the Ishpeming Ski Club, founded in 1887. It was one of the first ski clubs in the country. Those early ski jumpers helped popularize the sport. It wasn't just about fun, it was a competition, and Ishpeming became the heart of American ski jumping. Some of these guys would build massive wooden scaffolds and climb to the top, driven by nothing but courage to hurl themselves into the sky. No helmets, no fancy gear, just skill and guts. People began to come from all over just to watch, and Ishpeming wasn't just a small mining town anymore. It became the birthplace of organized skiing in the U.S. And you know what, Emma? That club, the Ishpeming Ski Club, is still around today. It helped form the National Ski Association, which eventually became the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Association. It's crazy to think that it all started right here in Michigan in 1905. And although it has since moved to Park City, Utah, without those early pioneers of skiing, who knows where American skiing would be today?
And that's probably why the Skiing Hall of Fame is in Ishpeming, because that's where skiing in America took off, just like those ski jumpers.
And you make fun of my jokes? Skiing in Michigan is more than just having fun. It's part of our history. It's who we are. And we're just getting started. There's a whole lot more to Michigan's skiing story.
But, Grandpa, when did skiing become more than ski jumps? When did they add, ski areas and lifts?
Well, that's quite the story. Skiing started becoming more popular in the early 20th century, but if you wanted to ski, you had to hike up the hill. That all changed in the early 1930s when a group of skiers at what would become Mount Ripley rigged up a simple tow using an old Model T engine and some pulleys. The idea spread like wildfire, and soon rope tows were popping up all over Michigan. They weren't fancy, but they got the job done. You'd grab on, hold tight, and hope your mittens didn't catch fire from the friction.
Grandpa, I think you might have turned on a filter, unless you ate a lot of strawberries recently.
What the? How do I turn this thing off? All right. Snow trains. Now, those were a game changer. In the 1930s and 40s, the snow trains opened skiing to the masses. These special trains, packed with eager skiers, would lead from Detroit and Chicago, bound for the North Woods. Imagine it, hundreds of people in wool sweaters and knickers, chatting over steaming cups of coffee as the train cut through the snowy landscape. They'd arrive at places like Caberfrey, Grayling Winter Sports Park, and Otsego and Gaylord, ready for a weekend of adventure. These snow trains helped put Michigan on the map as a true skiing destination. In fact, at its peak, Michigan had 87 ski areas. Skiing was booming, and with that growth came innovation. In 1948, a young man named Everett Kircher had a vision. He saw potential in a wooded hillside near Boyne Falls and bought the land for just $1. But the real challenge was getting people up the mountain, so he did something bold. He traveled all the way to Sun Valley, Idaho, and purchased one of their old single chairlifts. It was rusty and needed work, but this chairlift had a secret.
What, like it has a crush on Noah?
No. This chairlift was the first one ever constructed in the world. Everett and his team got it running, and suddenly, Boyne Mountain had not only Michigan's first chairlift, but the only chairlift across the Midwest. But he wasn't done. He continued improving the experience, eventually helping design and install the world's first triple and quad chairlifts, an innovation that revolutionized skiing, making it easier and faster to get more people up the hill. He didn't just build ski resorts, he helped shape modern skiing as we know it.
Wait a minute. Michigan didn't just play a part in skiing history, it practically built the whole thing. Grandpa, why doesn't everyone know this?
Not everyone's family skis. In fact, most don't.
That's true. My friend Jaden has never even been to a ski area. She says skiing isn't for them, like it's some exclusive club they don't belong to.
Well, that's what a lot of folks used to think until they tried it. Skiing and snowboarding aren't just for experts and for lifelong skiers. Everyone starts somewhere, Emma. And once you feel that first glide down the hill, you realize it's for anyone willing to give it a go.
Just about every place seems to have beginner slopes. Michigan would be a perfect place to try it out. Maybe I should ask her if she wants to come try it with me sometime.
You should. A lot of people just need that first nudge to realize how much fun it can be.
And with a ton of affordable options, like a Discover Michigan skiing lesson,
who knows? Jade might end up loving it as much as you.
But what happened if it didn't snow? Were they able to make snow back then?
Snowmaking. That was another game changer.
You see, for a long time, Michigan ski areas were at Mother Nature's mercy. If it didn't snow, there was nothing they could do. Hills sat bare and businesses struggled. But that all changed when Jim Dilworth and others started experimenting with ways to make their own snow. Back in the late 1950s, Boyne Highlands became the first ski area in Michigan to test snow guns. Then others, like Mount Holly and Pine Knob, followed suit, creating their own versions. These early machines were primitive, noisy, and required just the right conditions to work, but they were a breakthrough. Suddenly, ski areas weren't just hoping for snow, they were making it. Over time, the technology improved. Snow Machines Incorporated, or SMI, which is based right here in Midland, Michigan, became one of the global leaders in snowmaking. They developed high-efficiency fan guns and automation systems that let ski areas produce more snow faster and with less energy. Today, their technology is used worldwide, from the Alps to the Winter Olympics. The ski areas that embraced snowmaking thrived, transforming Michigan into one of the most resilient ski regions in the country. Even in low snow years, the lifts kept running and skiers kept coming. That's why Michigan still has so many great ski areas today, because innovation kept the sport alive.
Snurfer? What the heck is a snurfer? It kind of sounds like what would happen when you sneeze while surfing.
Well, you're half right. It all started on Christmas Day in 1965. Sherman Poppin, an engineer from Muskegon, was thinking of ways to entertain his young daughters. So he grabbed 2 kids' skis, bolted them together, and added a rope at the front for balance. They had a blast. Poppin continued to improve the prototype as he knew he was on to something big. Eventually, he pitched the Snurfer to Brunswick Corporation through a connection with a friend, and they loved it. The Brunswick Corporation licensed the design, and suddenly, the Snurfer was in toy stores everywhere.
So, people in Michigan were basically snowboarding before it was even called snowboarding?
Exactly. But back then, it was just a fun backyard toy. No one was thinking about it as a real sport yet.
In the late 60s and early 70s, Snurfers weren't just for fun, they became competitive. Muskegon held the first ever Snurfing Championship in 1968, and the best riders started pushing the limits. This is where Jake Burton Carpenter and Tom Sims enter the picture. They saw what Poppin had started and thought, what if we added bindings? What if we made this into a real sport? And just like that, snowboarding was born.
But wait, if snowboarding started in Michigan, why did it take so long to catch on?
Good question. A lot of ski resorts weren't too happy about snowboarders at first. They thought they were reckless and out of control, kind of like how skiers looked at freestyle skiing in the 70s. But people like Ted Hoxie, who's from right here in Michigan, helped change that. Hoxie saw the potential. He co-built the Pipe Dragon to create proper halfpipes rather than riders just digging them. Once resorts saw how many riders showed up for contests, they couldn't ignore it anymore.
So, Michigan not only helped invent snowboarding, but also shaped where it was headed.
You got it. From Sherman Poppin's Snurfer to Ted Hoxie's halfpipes, Michigan's fingerprints are all over snowboarding history.
I can't believe it started with a backyard experiment, like kids' skis bolted together with a rope.
That's the magic of winter sports. Sometimes the smallest ideas produce the biggest impact. In fact, Michigan has produced many pros and Olympians over the years, like Danny Davis, Grace Warner, and Nick Baumgartner.
One of the best parts about skiing in Michigan is you're never more than a couple hours from a ski hill. Whether you're in the UP or down near Detroit, there's always a place nearby to ski. That easy access helped make skiing a way of life for people here. But for some, the road to the slopes wasn't always so simple.
Like who, Grandpa?
Well, those of color, for starters. The Jim Dandy Ski Club, the first black ski club in the country, was founded right in Detroit back in 1958. At the time, skiing wasn't the most welcoming sport for minorities. Social and economic pressures made it hard for African Americans and others to get involved. But the Jim Dandy Ski Club changed all that. They made it their mission to bring more diversity to skiing, organizing trips, teaching newcomers, and making sure that anyone, no matter their background, could experience the joy of the mountains.
So they weren't just about skiing. They were opening doors for other people too.
Exactly. And they weren't alone. Over time, other clubs followed, creating a network of black ski organizations across the country. Today, groups like the National Brotherhood of Skiers continue that work, developing programs to introduce young kids of color to the slopes. And that same philosophy, getting more people on the slopes, has led to some of Michigan's biggest learn-to-ski programs. The Blizzard Club in Detroit made sure city kids got their chance to ski just like the Jim Dandies. Discover Michigan and the Record Eagle Ski School did the same for thousands of new skiers across the state. And that's the beauty of Michigan skiing and snowboarding. It's for everyone. But access wasn't just about race, it was also about ability. In 1984, Challenge Mountain became one of the first adaptive ski programs in the country, creating a place where individuals with disabilities could experience the thrill of skiing. Michigan even has its own Winter Special Olympics.
Almost done, Grandpa. I just need to write about skiing in Michigan today and in the future. Do we really have the second most ski areas in the country?
That's right. Skiing is part of Michigan's identity, and not just history, it's still true today.
Skiing in Michigan isn't just about the past, it's about the future, too. It's a huge part of our state's economy, bringing in millions of dollars and supporting jobs from Detroit to the tip of the Keweenaw. And thanks to organizations like MySnow, Michigan Snow Sports Industries Association, and ski areas working together, the future looks bright.
So what do you think? Is this enough information for your paper?
More than enough. Thanks, Grandpa.
Come on, Emma. Time to pack up your ski gear.
Hey, Mom, can Jaden come?